Call the meeting to order. Rise for pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of preparing accurate written minutes. Recordings are overwritten following approval of the minutes, eliminating all unofficial records of these proceedings. The first item is the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting held January 24th, 2023.
We're making a little variance.
Second.
Mr. Forgay, a minute.
He has to say the pledge of allegiance.
You're on your own.
I pledge allegiance.
We're on the minutes. We have a motion and we have a second, so,
Yes.
yes. Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Are there any guests concerning railroad business? Hearing none?
Report of executive sessions.
There are none.
The treasurer's report, January of 2023 through November of 2023. You don't have to read those.
Okay, everybody has reviewed. Any questions? Thank you, Ally.
Do we have a motion on the treasurer's report?
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Forgay?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Next item is the payment of bills. Authorized payment of the following: Attorney Kimmer Birdie, $1,500 for the 2023 retainer, and the County of Carbon, $2,400 for the 2023 administrative expenses.
Make a motion to approve?
Second on discussion. So I know this is the 2023 retainer, but what I'm putting before the board is definitely had a decrease in the number of meetings we're having on a regular basis. Also, I'm trying to understand why we don't, like we do for the prison board, use our own solicitor, even if it would require some per diem or additional compensation in lieu of having a third party. Doesn't seem to make financial sense. So is there some legal reason why we're seeking outside counsel for this particular board, where in other boards we don't seem to do that?
I can see that now. I mean, and I'm just looking at this. Shouldn't the retainer be paid in January?
Or
Or why, you know what I mean? Like why?
January and mid-year.
After
Well,
the fact.
why is it
It's after the
now?
fact.
Like I'm
Yeah.
thinking it's the retainer for 2024. and
Well,
you're
that's what I
getting-
thought at first too.
No, it's 23.
I see that.
Yeah, and I just took notice of that too now. Like why?
How much time did we put in with the issue with the Lansford Borough? That is more so in 22 than 23, I think.
Yeah.
And I think maybe talk to Dan and Kim both, how much railroad experience really, I don't know how much that affects it.
I'd have to look at the bylaws, but the Railroad Commission has always used an outside attorney. Not saying that
Well,
can't
yeah,
be
would it be a
changed.
conflict of interest with the board of commissioners being on the county versus the board?
Well, I would say again, I'll draw a comparison to the prison board. And you know, there's three of us on there and,
Yeah.
you know, or
three out
the
of
retirement board, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all these other boards where we don't, you know, salary board, boom.
we don't, but these accounts do not run through the county. These are separate side
Yeah.
accounts. They do not run through the county finances.
Right, but again,
Yeah.
we're paying the county an admin fee.
Mhm.
I would prefer simply to keep it in-house and have our existing solicitor, just like the solicitors work in taxes. We added additional duties and responsibilities upon him for tax, you know, so why not bring it all together in-house versus, basically subcontracted out, you know?
So,
But this is, I
This is
brought that up,
23.
this is 2023.
This is
Again.
23.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have, I mean, we pay, unfortunately, we're paying his retainer a year late, but,
Yeah.
Well,
Well, we
I
didn't
think go
meet,
for it.
so.
Right, yeah, oh, that's right, yeah, yeah,
Okay. Well,
yeah. Yeah, something to look
on
at.
the issue of this particular year, let's call for the vote for further
Yeah.
discussion then.
Yeah, that's good,
Yeah.
I'm ready, yeah.
Are you ready to vote?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Forget?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes, now, if we wanted to see if there is anything in the bylaws, which solicitor do we retain?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I think you would have to probably, get some compensate, if you decide to go in-house, you'd have to compensate, Bob for his time, but, again, it's something to just consider.
Okay.
I
Well,
mean, we've been well-served though,
Yeah.
Mostly, we went through the railroad stuff.
I get your
so-
point.
Yeah,
But if, until our next meeting,
which will probably be December next year. right?
well, I'm just saying,
now, we're gonna have to try to
we're gonna
at
have
least
to have
have
one
a
in,
quarter.
in
quarterly-
March or something like,
Quarterly, yeah.
shouldn't we approve
Whether
a
we need it or
retainer
not.
for 3 months, like
Yeah.
take a quarter of this and,
Yeah,
how would you, I never seen that, shouldn't you pay the retainer up front? Like, wouldn't it be a better idea to make, divide that by 4, if we're gonna have quarterly, and pay him a retainer for 3 months?
Well,
To
we
start.
can't, the bylaws state that you have to meet monthly on the fourth Tuesday of every month.
Yeah.
So, that would be something that 2024 can be addressed in January. But right now, we need to clean up 2023.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I said, and when I looked at it before, I'm thinking, that's what I was gonna ask, I thought it was a mistake.
No.
That it was the 24,
No,
okay.
But we don't do any of the other solicitors like that, do we?
I don't think so, I don't,
They're paid quarterly, the row office solicitors and that,
oh, no, they're on payroll,
they're not paid.
so this is different, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
but are they paid at the beginning of the,
No, they're paid all,
Monthly.
every month, really,
Monthly,
it's broken down?
yeah.
okay, we'll have to straighten that out, I guess, somewhere along the line. I guess that'll be on our next agenda
For January.
for January.
So we'll
Do you sub-
retain
do
them
you
without
submit
me
a
until
bill,
then, right?
No, I,
You can't pay them yet, it's not 2024.
It was
Since
just
I've been
established.
doing this, I just get, but, I get paid. I don't submit a bill, and a lot of times, even for some things I'll get asked for, a small discrete project, I don't bill on top of that because, if we really got into something where I was grinding away hours, I'd say, look, I gotta start charging hourly, but,
Right.
when I get discrete questions here and there, I generally don't issue a bill. I don't know that I've ever I may have on some bigger, maybe once, but I don't remember ever sending a bill.
I don't remember one coming.
This was brought up, Kim, how involved were you in the Lansford issue? How much time did that take for you?
Honestly, I don't recall offhand now. I wish I did, sorry.
But I always look at it that if you're working, you should get paid for it. You know what I mean, not at the end of the year. I mean, even if you were retained,
Regardless of which
Um,
solicitor, it should be at least quarterly.
yeah.
That's interesting on the Lansford one, cause who sent out our communications to Lansford?
That was
Art.
Auckland,
We did it
yeah.
internally. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I don't know why we did that.
Because it was the county.
Right.
It was the official vote.
I would say so.
So we had him paying quarterly? Was that part of that or no? Because,
Well,
Should we,
yeah, I made the motion to retain them quarterly, to be paid quarterly.
yeah,
Okay.
so let's vote,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Mr. Forget?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
yes.
Any old business? You're any.
Well, I'll say old business, so we'll go back to the contract with the railroad. Just for everyone's situational awareness, we did have a little bit of communications with the railroad about finishing up some of their in-kind contributions to the county, which was the railroad crossing. We did ask them to consider, might we reallocate that in-kind to work on the sidewalks versus the railroad crossing? And our way ahead was, let's get our engineer to look at the sidewalk area and get us some numbers to take to the railroad and possibly even the borough to consider, you know,
Yeah, 'cause
contributions to do
That,
that.
that's a major safety issue, like,
It is.
like,
Well, Turpac has already been contacted
Yeah.
to work on that,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, so that's
think
it.
what we'll have to do is set up a meeting with Muller and his people and the borough maybe to,
Yeah.
what do we wanna see there, what can we do with Turpac,
Yeah.
of course, because right now, part of the sidewalk is over top of the railroad ties,
Yeah,
this end, in particular. So,
yeah, I would recommend maybe the first meeting we do without the borough, and then the
Yeah,
follow-on,
okay,
for certain reasons, you know, I won't express
yeah, well,
publicly.
yeah, understood, so.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I think for us, we have the discussion, I think, we have a lot to give up.
Right, yeah,
But we want it done,
yeah,
and that's like, I think that's something, that project gotta get done
Yeah.
this year. I
We'll
mean,
coordinate
putting
a
it all-
meeting with, Turpac and the railroad and the board
no, that's all. I
and the
got.
commissioners, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Any
then-
other,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry,
I thought we were done there, okay.
new business? The
Yeah, we're trying to get-
2024 meetings. Authorize the advertisement of the 2024 Railroad Commission meetings to be held on the fourth Tuesday of each month.
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Forget,
Yes.
Mr. Arno,
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes. Okay, any further business? Hearing none, meeting adjourned.